Hey guys, andito na naman ako. I'm going to explain to you ang part 2 ng ating pag-aaral about the basic concepts pa rin of financial accounting. Ang ating topic ay chart of accounts. So, a standard chart of accounts is a numbered list of the accounts that comprise a company's general ledger. Furthermore, the company chart of accounts is basically a filing system for categorizing all of a company's accounts as well as classifying all transactions according to the accounts they affect. The standard chart of accounts list of categories may include the following: organized in a numerical system. So bawat account title ay may kanya-kanyang account number na sinasabi natin. And they are arranged accordingly. Assets would be 1,000 or starts with number 1. Liabilities, 2,000 or starts with number 2. Owner's equity or shareholders' equity ay nagsisimula sa 3,000 o 3. And then the revenues, 4,000 or 4. Then the cost of goods sold ay 5,000 or 5. And then the operating expenses ay magsisimula ang kanilang mga account number from 6,000 to 7,000. Kung bakit sinasabi kong ang assets ay starts with 1, well, the account number ay pwedeng bagu-baguhin ng mga company. Okay, basta ang asset starts with 1, liabilities 2, owner's equity ay 3, ang revenues ay 4, ang cost of goods sold ay 5, and then yung mga expenses ay 6 to 7. So let's start with assets. Una muna natin pag-aralan ay ang tinatawag na current assets. So first on the list ay ang cash on hand. So alam naman na natin na pag sinabing cash on hand, kung magkano o ano yung pera na hawak ng isang kumpanya. Pag sinabing cash and bank, lahat ng pera na nasa bangko o na nakadeposito sa bangko. Pag sinabi natin cash, petty cash, okay? Pag sinabing petty, maliit, ibig sabihin we use the petty cash account, okay, kapag may bibilin o babayarang maliliit. Standardly, ngayon sa mga kumpanya, if the amount is 5,000 or less, kukunin nila yung mga pambayad na yan through the petty cash. Then, next would be the receivables. So, ang mga receivables ay iba-iba rin. No? We have the accounts receivable trade or basically ang tawag sa kanya account receivable. And then we have the account receivable trade notes receivable. So ito naman may promissory note no that we have received from the customer because when we say receivables na these are collectibles ng kumpanya from the customers na mga may utang sa atin. Okay? And then we have also the account receivable na installment type. Pwede kasi tayong magbigay ng ganitong klase na naka-installment yung mga kokolektahin natin from our customers. And then sa 1290, this is known as allowance for uncollectible accounts. Ang allowance for uncollectible accounts ay nasa ilalim ng mga receivables kasi when you say allowance for uncollectible accounts, these are bad debts. Hindi na natin ito makokolekta from our collection. It is a type of contra asset or against the receivable. Kumbaga, pambawas siya sa receivable. Kadalasan, whenever tayo ay magpapautang sa ating mga customer, it doesn't mean na 100%, no? We may be able to collect them. That is why, pagdating sa accounting, meron tayong account title para i-allot yung mga uncollectible accounts sa ating mga customer. And then, meron tayong tinatawag na mga inventories. So, ang unang inventaryo na bahagi ng asset or current asset ay ang supplies, inventories natin yan, o tinatawag din na supplies on hand. And then of course, if we are a merchandising type of company, ang ating inventaryo ay merchandise inventory. Lahat ng paninda. Okay. And then we have raw materials or tinatawag na direct materials inventory. Ito naman ay for manufacturing type of company. Whenever na bumibili yan ng mga raw materials para sa kanyang production, those are part ng kanyang asset na raw materials inventory. And then, may tinatawag na work in process or work in progress na inventory kapag ang inventaryo ay nasa production na. And then once those inventories are already finished from the work in process or galing sa production, magiging finished goods. So magkakaroon din tayo ng finished goods inventory. And then we have prepaid expenses and other current assets. So when we say prepaid, kadalasan ang ibig sabihin nito, advance payment of those expenses. For example, if you would see na meron tayong insurance, ibig sabihin we pay the insurance 1 year. Okay, January 1, binayaran na natin kunyari ang insurance for good for 1 year. So pwede natin siyang ilista, ilibro bilang prepaid insurance. And then if we have paid advance taxes for our real estates, if we have paid advance repairs and maintenance, if we have paid advance rental, no, kung nangungupahan tayo at binayaran na natin for 1 year or advance, no? And then if we have deposits, okay, for example, sa rent natin, may deposito tayo, we may consider those as prepaids or prepayments. And then, bahagi ng current asset ay tinatawag na VAT input o ang value-added tax na input na nag-generate ito mula sa transaction ng purchases natin. Then, we have the fixed assets o tinatawag ding non-current assets. Of course, tinatawag din silang property, plant, and equipment. So, yan tatlong yan, pare-pares lang yan. So, these are the following no, na mga karaniwang fixed assets natin: buildings, machineries and equipment, vehicles, computer equipment or simply equipment, and then furniture and fixtures, and leasehold improvements. So, ang siguro papaliwanag ko na lang dito ay yung fixtures, no? Kasi when you say furniture, alam niyo naman yan, no? Lamesa, upuan. Ang mga fixtures, kaya siya tinawag na fixtures. Mga naka-fix yan, no? Kunyari, sa isang opisina, may cubicle, that is a fixture, okay? Or anything that you would find that considered to be na na-fix na. Okay? Na hindi naman siya lamesa, na hindi naman siya upuan. So, we may consider them as part. Kaya pinagsama na lang siya. Furniture and fixtures in one account title. And then, leasehold improvements. Ibig sabihin, kung meron tayong pinagawa, pinaganda doon sa ating inuupahan. Kasi the reason why it is known as leasehold, nagli-lease lang tayo, no, doon sa ating opisina o doon sa ating pwesto. Then, pinaayos lang natin. So, lahat ng na-incur natin, no, na gastusin sa pagpapagawa ng ating inuupahan, it would be considered as a fixed asset under the leasehold improvements. And then, meron tayong tinatawag na accumulated depreciations and amortizations. Ito ay tinatawag ding contra assets. Ibig sabihin, pambawas sa asset. Okay? So, sa asset, no, na fixed assets, ang wala lang ditong accumulated depreciation ay lupa or land. All other types of fixed assets ay may tinatawag na depreciation. When you say depreciation, pagbaba ng halaga dahil sila ay nagagamit, dahil sila ay nasisira o naluluma. So, each of them ay may mga contra asset account na gagamitin natin ito in adjusting entries. No? Kadalasan ginagamit ito at the end of the year kapag closing na. we estimate the depreciation of the fixed assets, no? And it depends on what particular um, formula na gagamitin natin to compute for the depreciation. Kadalasan, straight line method. Anyway, it will be discussed later on as we go along with the study. And then, other assets or tinatawag din mga intangible assets ay example ay patents, no? Copyrights, franchises, investments. So these are other assets na pwede tayong kumita pa. And now we go with number 2,000, mga liabilities o mga utang ng kumpanya. So we have the first one, yung tinatawag na current or short-term liabilities na mga payables. So you have the accounts payable incurred during the trade, then accounts payable or accrued accounts payable, then meron tayong tinatawag na current maturities of long-term debt, and then we have the bank notes payable, construction loans payable. So basically, lahat ito mga utang natin, no? Iba-iba lang ang gamit. Depende kung sino ang ating kausap at sino ang ating pinagkakautangan. And then we have also accrued compensation and related items like accrued payroll. Kapag ginagamit yung terminong accrued, no? Ibig sabihin na incur na natin pero we have not yet recognized. Ibig sabihin, kung may accrued payroll, meron pala tayong dapat na bayaran pang mga sahod pero hindi pa natin bayad. Okay? And then, pwede rin may dapat bayarang commission sa mga agents natin if we have agents or salespeople na may commission and unpaid pa. So, we may use accrued commissions kapag tayo ay maglilibro. So, we have also accrued rent, accrued interest, or accrued property taxes. Ibig sabihin, meron pa tayong hindi bayad na renta, na interest, at property taxes. And then, pwede ring accrued federal income taxes, no? Ibig sabihin, buwis yan na hindi pa natin bayad. Sa US kasi federal income tax na. And then state income, iba yung federal, iba yung sa state sa kanila. Ang ibig sabihin, pag federal sa national government, and then you have also your state, local taxes yan, base sa kanilang municipality or sa kanilang state. Okay, sa atin, meron tinatawag tayong national tax, and then we have the local taxes. And then, meron tayong VAT output. Okay, ito yung value added tax na generated from our sales, especially if you are a VATable type of company. Tapos, meron din tinatawag na VAT payable. Okay, ibig sabihin ng VAT payable, this is a result of deduction from VAT output to VAT input. That would be your generated VAT payable. And then you have the long-term liabilities, long-term debts, notes payable, mortgage payable, and then installment notes payable. So, ibig sabihin lang ng long-term na mga utang, no, babayaran natin to more than a year. Kapag under short-term or current liabilities, within a year, it has to be paid. Yun ang kaibahan ng dalawa. And then, owner's equity, okay, or equities. So, pag sole proprietor ka, ang ginagamit natin, of course, yung name ng may-ari, capital account. Ibig sabihin, pag nagamit yung capital account na yan, we receive investment, no, from the owner. And then, kapag nagwi-withdraw mula cash or any property na inalis na ng may-ari from our company, so magagamit naman ay ang drawing account. So the main equity account ay yung capital account. And of course, yung contra equity is the drawing account. Okay? And then we have also, kapag corporation ka, ang tawag sa equity or capital account ng isang corporation, you have the common stock, okay? And then you have the preferred stock. So, dalawa yan na uri. Kung bakit siya nagkaroon ng pagkakaiba. Ang common kasi, sila yung huli na tumatanggap ng dividends. nauuna muna ang mga preferred stockholder. Okay? Pag may natira sa declared dividends, mapupunta lahat sa common. Okay? Eh, and aside from that, ang disadvantage lang ng preferred stock, ang common stockholder, sila yung may right, no, for management. And then preferred stock, they're just waiting for the dividends. Anyway, I have a separate discussion on the equity accounts of corporation. Okay? And then you have also paid in capital in excess of par value. This one, ibig sabihin, um, aside from the par value of the stock na ininvest ng isang investor sa isang corporation, if there is excess of the par value sa kanyang above the par value, ibig sabihin magagamit ang account title na paid in capital. Okay? And then kapag kooperatiba ang isang organization, well, cooperatives are also a type of corporation. Kaya lang cooperative sila. So ang tawag doon sa kanilang equity ay member contributions. Okay? And then retained earnings, isang account title ito under the equity na ginagamit kapag kino-close ang income sa retained earnings sa under the corporation. Kasi kapag ito ay sole or partnership type, ang net income ay kino-close sa capital account. And then we have also the revenue accounts for 4,000 or starts with number 4. So kapag ikaw ay service type, ang account title ng revenue mo ay pwedeng service income, professional income, consultancy fees. So basically, ang revenue account ng service ng mga businesses ay nakadepende sa uri ng kanyang sa nature ng kanyang trabaho. For example, if the company is a school, ang tawag sa revenue account ay tuition fee. Okay? So doon nakabase ang kanyang uri ng revenue account. Kapag merchandising, we only use sales. Sales na yung kanyang revenue account. If you are a manufacturing company, so kung ilan yung product mo, so normally marami, no? Kung isa, sales lang. Pero if you have several types of products, you have to separate your sales account based on the product. And then, another revenue type, yung interest income. Interest income, nag-a-arise ito mula sa pera mo, sa deposits mo from the bank. Okay? And then, if you have other income, ibig sabihin ng other income, okay, ito ay mga tinatawag na passive income. Ibig sabihin ng passive, these are income generated not from your main source of your own revenue. So, kunyari, merchandising ka, pero meron kang nagpapaupa ka pa, so pwede mong ipasok yon as other income. Okay, na rental income yan. And then, you have your sales returns and allowances. Whenever na ikaw ay nagbenta at sinauli sa'yo, magagamit ang sales returns and allowance. And once na kapag ikaw ay nagbibigay ng discount sa customer mo, it would be considered na sales discount. Pero etong sales returns and allowances and sales discount, mga contra revenue account kasi pambawas siya sa revenue account mo. And then for the 5,000, okay, na tinatawag na cost of goods sold. So pag sinabing cost of goods sold, gastos para makabenta. So we calculate the cost of goods sold, depende, no? Because basically, may dalawang uri ng entry kasi, which is the periodic and the perpetual, which is on a different video, you will be saying that. And then, pero ang cost of goods sold, of course, may kanya-kanya ring account title if you are a manufacturing type. So you have your product 1 as your cost of goods sold, product 2, product 3, and product 4. So kung ilan rin yung product mo, ganon din kadami ang iyong cost of goods sold. Same with your sales. Okay? And then, another type of cost of goods sold ay ang freight in o tinatawag ding transportation in. This account title is used whenever na pag ikaw ay bumili from your supplier, okay, at ikaw ang nagbayad, no, ng transportation cost, that would become freight in at dadagdag yon sa cost of goods sold mo. And then, whenever you are purchasing and then nag-return ka dahil defective yung product or yung raw material na nabili mo, so you have to use the purchase returns and allowance. And then whenever na tayo ay tumanggap naman ng purchase discount mula sa ating supplier, magagamit ang purchase discount. So ito naman dalawa na purchase returns and allowances and purchase discount. Okay, contra cost of goods sold ito. Pambawas ito sa cost of goods sold. Okay? And then, of course, from 6,000 to 7,000 ay tinatawag na mga operating expenses. So what are these expenses na normally? Uh, sa company, there are two types of operating expense. Yung tinatawag na general and administrative. Okay? Pero if your company is a service type, kadalasan operating expenses lang. Pero once you are a merchandising and manufacturing, we normally separate the expenses from two. Now, the general and administrative expenses, and we have the selling expenses. So anyway, so to start with them, we have the advertising expense, okay, amortization expense. So kung may sasakyan, auto expenses, bad debts expense, then bank charges, cash over and short, commission expense, depreciation expense, employee benefit program. Siguro ang may papaliwanag ko dito agad sa inyo ay yun tinatawag na amortization expense. Okay? Kasi pag sinabing amortization expense, we use this account title whenever we reduce the value of a particular asset na may kinalaman sa amortization. Okay? So, and of course, yung bad debts, no? Whenever we declared uncollectible accounts, pag merong uncollectible accounts, it becomes also a bad debt expense. Kasi ang logic natin, whenever we are reducing the asset, yung halaga na binawas natin sa asset will become an expense type. Okay, depende sa uri ng ating asset na binabawasan. For example, ang bad debts, ang binabawasan ng allowance for doubtful accounts ay accounts receivable. So accounts receivable ay isang uri ng asset. So binawasan natin siya through the allowance for bad debts. So therefore, yung magiging halaga ng allowance for bad debts will also be a part of a bad debt expense. And then bank charges. No? Kapag tumingin tayo ng bank statement, may makikita tayo doon ng mga bank charges. So yun yung mga binabayaran natin sa ating bangko because of course, yung retention natin sa ating bank account. And meron ding cash over and short sa cashiering ito kapag may over or short, we may consider them as expense. Then we have commission expense and of course depreciation. Okay? Once na nagbawas tayo ng halaga ng fixed asset through the accumulated depreciation, okay, kung magkano yung accumulated depreciation for that particular period, ay magiging bahagi rin ng depreciation expense natin. Okay? And then, we have the freight expense. No? Ang freight expense or tinatawag din freight out, kapag nagbenta tayo ng produkto sa ating customer and we are the ones to pay for the delivery expense, nagiging freight expense siya or freight out o tinatawag din transportation expense. Okay? So, and so on and so forth. So, yung iba dito ay I think alam nyo naman na. No? And then, we have also printing, stationery, advertising, rent, repairs, salaries, supplies, taxes, utilities, communication, and gain or loss on sale of asset. So yung ipaliwanag ko dito would be about utilities. Utilities covers lang talaga the water and electricity. Kapag PLDT na or smart or postpaid nyo sa mobile phone para sa inyong staff sa opisina, we used communication expense. Okay? And then gain or loss, kadalasan we use yung expense na ito is actually a loss whenever na nagbenta tayo ng asset at mas mababa siya sa book value natin, it becomes an expense type yung yung baba na yon, which is known as the loss on sale, and magiging bahagi siya ng expense natin. And take note that miscellaneous expense ay hindi na to ginagamit, okay? It's not allowed in the industry. Sa bookkeeping, bawal nang gamitin ng miscellaneous, okay? Why? Kasi pag sinabing miscellaneous, hindi kasi specific, no? So we do not use the term or the account title anymore. So I think it would be the end of part two. Uh, Next will be the accounting cycle, the dual entry, or the start of journalization na tayo. So thank you for listening for the accounting cycle, and I hope no abangan ninyo ang part 3. Thank you.